Hi everyone. Welcome to Speak English Daily with us. Today, we're going to talk about how to remember anything you want and train your memory step by step. This will also help you improve your English because you'll practice clear, natural sentences as you listen. Let's get started. Do you ever feel like you have a bad memory? You hear a name and it disappears seconds later. You study hard, but in the exam room, your mind goes blank. You walk into a room and forget why you came in. You read a book and later can't explain what it was about. You watch a long video, and after a day or two, the ideas feel far away. Many people think this means they aren't smart, but that isn't the truth. Your memory isn't broken. Most of the time, your memory's simply distracted, overloaded, and untrained. We live in a world full of screens and fast information. Your brain receives endless signals every day. Messages, headlines, short clips, sounds, faces, and tasks. If your brain tried to keep everything, you'd feel exhausted all the time. So your brain has to choose what to keep and what to drop. When you don't give your brain clear signals, it drops most things. That isn't failure. That's your brain protecting itself. The good news is simple. Memory can be trained because memory isn't a talent. In this video-style article, you'll learn a complete 10-step system. It isn't a list of random tricks. It's a system that trains your brain with clear signals, in a clear order. This system will also improve your English. The sentences are clear and practical. As you read, you'll practice useful vocabulary and natural sentence flow. The goal isn't to remember everything. The goal is to remember what matters. When your memory works well, you feel calmer, clearer, and more confident. Let's begin. Step 1. Understand how memory works. Before you learn how to remember better, you need to know why you forget. Most people say, "I've got a bad memory." But the real problem isn't a weak brain. The real problem is a weak system. Think of your brain like a library. Every time you learn something, it's like bringing a new book into the library. If you throw books on the floor without labels, you'll lose them in the mess. The books are there, but you can't find them when you need them. Memory has two main levels, short-term and long-term. Short-term memory is like a whiteboard. You can write on it, but the writing disappears quickly if you don't save it. Long-term memory is like a bookshelf. Once a book's placed on the shelf, you can come back to it later. Most forgetting happens because information never leaves short-term memory. People hear something once, read something quickly, and move on. Nothing's saved. Why does this happen? Because your brain didn't receive strong signals: attention, repetition, connection, meaning, and use. Here's a simple example. You meet someone at a party. The person says, "Hi, I'm Jason." You talk for a few minutes. Later, someone asks, "What was his name?" And your brain goes blank. The name entered your ears, but it never entered memory. You didn't repeat it. You didn't connect it to anything. You didn't create an image, so it vanished. Now imagine the same moment with a better system. You hear Jason, and you repeat it once. "Nice to meet you, Jason." Then you connect it. Jason, like that actor. Or Jason, like a strong J sound. You aren't doing magic. You're sending signals. You're telling your brain, "This is important. Save this book. Put it on the shelf." When you understand this, you stop blaming yourself. Instead of shame, you use strategy. You don't say, "My memory's bad." You say, "My system needs training." Step 2. Control attention. First, You can't remember what you never truly notice. Many people think they've got a memory problem, but the real problem is attention. Every day, your brain receives millions of signals. If your brain tried to store everything, it'd burn out. So your brain filters information and keeps what gets attention. Attention's the key that opens the door for memory. If attention is weak, the door stays closed. That's why multitasking is so damaging. If you study while checking messages, your brain's split. You feel busy, but your memory stays empty. Imagine you get out of a taxi while looking at your phone. You pay quickly and walk away. 5 minutes later, you realize your bags are still inside the car. You try to remember the license plate number, but you can't. Why? Because you saw the car, but you didn't look. You heard sounds, but you didn't listen. Your brain never got a clear signal to store the details. 1 second of attention could have saved you. If you paused, looked at the plate and said, "White car 8473, your brain would have captured it. A lot of people study the same way they leave the taxi. They're physically present but mentally absent. From now on, use a simple rule. When something matters, stop for 5 seconds. Look, listen, and notice. Give your brain a clear moment of focus. You don't need perfect focus for 1 hour. You need short moments of strong focus many times. That's how you train attention like a muscle. For English learning, attention's the first door. When you listen with focus, you understand more. When you read with focus, words stay longer. When you speak with focus, sentences become clearer. Step 3. Capture it by writing. After attention, you need a way to capture the idea. Writing's one of the strongest save signals your brain understands. When you write, you slow down. You choose words. You organize the idea. You turn passive input into active work. Many people consume all day but write nothing. They watch videos and feel motivated, but the next day they can't explain what they learned. Writing doesn't need to be long. Long notes often become a graveyard. The best writing is short, clear, and easy to review. Use a simple format. Write one key idea in simple English. Then write one example sentence. Then stop. For English vocabulary, write the word or phrase, a simple meaning, and one real sentence. If you can, add one personal link, because personal links create stronger memory. For example, you learn the word focus. You write, "Focus means paying attention." Then you write, "I try to focus when I study English." That's short, but powerful. It creates a clean label in your mind. Your brain knows what the book is and where it belongs. Writing also shows the truth. If you can't write an idea clearly, you may not fully understand it yet. That's feedback, not failure. Handwriting can feel deeper because it forces more attention. But typing can work too if you write with intention. The main point isn't the tool. The main point is the act of capturing. Over time, your notes become a personal memory system. You stop depending on motivation. You depend on a system you can trust. Step 4. Test yourself with active recall. Many people review in a soft way. They reread, rewatch, and highlight lines. It feels safe, but it often creates fake confidence. Active recall is different. It means you try to remember without looking. You close the notes and force your brain to bring the idea back. That can feel uncomfortable. That discomfort is the workout. Your brain gets stronger when it retrieves information. After you learn something, pause. Close your notes and say the main idea in your own words. Then open and check what you missed. If you missed something, don't blame yourself. Correct it calmly and try again later. Each recall attempt builds a stronger path in your brain. For English, active recall is essential. If you only recognize words on a page, they won't come out of your mouth when you speak. Uncover the meaning and recall it. Then use the word in a new sentence without looking. That trains speaking memory, not just reading memory. You can also use questions. What did I learn today? What's the key point? Can I explain it in simple English? Questions force retrieval, and retrieval builds retention. Active recall also saves time. Instead of reviewing everything, you quickly discover what you truly know and what you still need to train. Step 5. Use spaced repetition for timing. Even with recall, memory can fade if you never return to the information. Learning once isn't stable. Your brain needs time and repetition. Spaced repetition means you review again after time passes. You don't repeat 50 times in one day. You return a few times across days and weeks. Each return tells your brain, or say, this is still important. Then your brain stores the memory deeper and deeper. A simple schedule works for many people. Review shortly after learning, review again the next day, review again a few days later. Review again the next week. The reviews can be short. 1 minute can be enough. What matters is the return, not the length. For English learners, fewer words with good review beats many words with no review. Spaced repetition reduces stress because you stop feeling like you must learn everything today. If you want a simple example, imagine learning a new word like serendipity. You feel excited on day 1, but if you never see it again, it fades. Now imagine a spaced plan. On day 1, you learn it and write 1 sentence. On day 2, you recall the meaning. On day 4, you write another sentence. And on day 7, you notice it in a video title. That's how a word becomes yours. It isn't one meeting, it's a relationship. Step 6. Turn words into pictures. Your brain remembers images better than plain text. Words can feel abstract, but images feel real. Images have color, shape, and movement. When you learn something, create a simple mental picture. If the word is storm, imagine dark clouds and loud thunder. If the word is quiet, imagine a silent room. If the word is whisper, imagine someone speaking softly near your ear. If the word is heavy, imagine carrying a big box that makes your arms tired. Strange or funny images can work even better. Your brain notices unusual things more strongly than normal things, so the memory becomes brighter. For English, don't memorize definitions only. Attach a word to a scene in your life. That makes meaning feel like a movie in your head. When you listen to English, try to see the meaning. If someone says, "It was a stormy night," imagine rain and wind. That makes understanding faster and memory stronger. This method also helps names. If you meet a girl named Lily, imagine a lily flower near her hair or in her hand. The name becomes a picture. You aren't trying to be perfect. You're giving your brain something it naturally loves. Images. Step 7. Link ideas with the story method. Lists are difficult because items are separate. Stories solve this by connecting one thing to the next. Stories create flow, and your brain loves flow. When information moves like a chain, it becomes easier to recall. If you need to remember a list, turn it into a short story. Make each item act on the next, like a movie. For example, imagine a list: milk, eggs, a book, shoes, a cat. Now create a scene. A giant milk carton reads a book while standing on shoes, and a cat watches as eggs fall like snow. It may sound silly, and that's the point. Silly creates emotion. Emotion creates memory. The list becomes a story you can replay. For English vocabulary, stories are powerful. Instead of learning words as isolated items, place them into a mini story about your day. If you can retell the story, you can recall the words later. Stories turn memory into a path instead of a pile. This also improves speaking. When you speak English, you don't speak in lists. You speak in connected ideas. Stories train that connection. Step 8. Add meaning and emotion. Memory stores feelings strongly. Facts without meaning fade fast, but feelings create deep storage. Think about your life. Like, you may forget small details from last week, but you remember moments that made you proud, shocked, happy, or sad. Emotion tells your brain, this matters. So ask one simple question when you learn something. Why does this matter to me? If you find a reason, you give your brain a strong signal. The memory gets a home inside your life, not just inside a notebook. For English vocabulary, don't learn a word as only a definition. If you learn grateful, think of someone who helped you. If you learn resilient, think of a time you didn't give up. Humor and surprise also work. Even curiosity works. If you say, "This is interesting," your brain becomes more open. Meaning also changes motivation. You stop learning like a robot and start learning like a person building a life. Step 9. Teach it to lock it in. Teaching's one of the fastest ways to lock memory. When you teach, you have to organize information and explain it in your own words. You don't need to be a formal teacher. Explain the main point to a friend, or speak to yourself, or write a short message as if you're teaching someone. Teaching forces 3 actions. You recall the idea, you organize it, you express it. Those actions build strong memory paths. For example, you learn the word procrastinate. You can read the meaning and still forget it tomorrow. But if you teach it, the word becomes yours. You say, procrastinate means delaying something you should do. I procrastinate doing the dishes. Now the word lives in your speaking memory. It isn't just in your eyes, it's in your mouth. Teaching is also active recall. It's recall with structure, which makes it even stronger. If you do this daily, your memory changes quickly. You become someone who doesn't just consume information, but owns it. Step 10. Review at night and protect your mind. Sleep is when your brain organizes and stores information. Before bed, your brain acts like a librarian, deciding what to keep and what to delete. If you scroll random content before sleep, your brain may store that noise. But if you review what you learned, you send a clear signal. Keep this. A simple night review can be short. 5 minutes is enough. Review key ideas, keywords, or one short page of notes. Say the ideas in your head or whisper them softly. Then sleep with a calmer mind. This helps memory consolidation and improves your focus the next day. Finally, protect your mind from overload. Overload destroys attention. In and without attention, memory becomes weak. Notifications, endless scrolling, and constant switching fill your mind with noise. Important ideas get buried under junk, not because they're weak, but because your mind has no space. Set boundaries. Turn off notifications when you learn. Learn in quiet blocks. Choose fewer inputs and store them well. A better plan is slower learning with deeper storage. When you protect your mind, your memory has room to do its job. Now you've got a complete 10-step system. This isn't about being perfect. It's about daily decisions. Start simple. Use one step today and use another step tomorrow. Repeat them, and your memory will become more reliable. As your memory improves, your English improves too. Because language isn't about memorizing random words. It's about storing meaning in a way your brain can use naturally. That's the end of the video. Thank you for watching Speak English Daily with us. Please like, share, and subscribe for more.